and it looks like our teams are now getting situated. So let's bring you the first game of this semifinals, Big versus Sayonara.
And we do see the Charger coming back out with the Slosher from Sun. And, you know, what do we have there? We do have the Reflux coming out from Leotos, so able to provide that missile spam. Hey, that's how we deal with Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Make them run for their lives.
Gotta displace her, especially if the Charger's on a they can't swim under at pretty early missiles. As now Big has a little more map control as they're able to push up, and it looks like Kyo able to get a pick, but it's going to go down as well, but not before a few more players get down, and we're going to get a very early 2v2 and a battle at the Rainmaker.
Yeah, a bloodbath going off in mid. These teams are right now just throwing punches immediately at each other, and nobody's seemed injured just yet, but that is getting thrown down on the side of Sayonara as, .Q's under attack right here, forced to use that vacuum a little bit earlier than what they were hoping for.
Oh, and right now, Sayonara has to take advantage of this player advantage.
That's
pick up
a
the
delayed
Rainmaker.
wipe.
That is, and so they're going to quickly get to this first checkpoint. Jared going to be dunking it in. The tricky part is then regrouping and getting a spot where you can pop it and pick it up, but no,
Yeah,
Jared just going to go for it and very popping onto that checkpoint to get that extra points.
And that's a trick you can only kind of pull off right after you pop it from getting that checkpoint. Most of the time, you don't have the Rainmaker up on that, can't make that jump, but now that they did, tone of the entire game.
Of changing the tone, Big is able to get a few picks as the Rainmaker's going to reset. Again, 30 is on paper a good push, but again, it's a bull. And now it looks like some of the players on Big are going to be pushing over to this left side. Henry going to be trying to paint over there, but no, Leotos going to be dunking it in the mid checkpoint, but didn't get it, getting to 64.
They didn't, and Henry and Kyo caught off on themselves. If they had found a way to dunk that Rainmaker, it would have been a great opportunity to do exactly Sayonara just did. Popped it on top there, but now it's a dead push, 2 minutes gone, and map control back in the favor of Sayonara.
Yeah, Sayonara is going to be setting themselves up pretty good. We do see the Trizuka, the frontline Trizuka pushing up. Hey, if you can get picks that way, it's going to work out. Ooh, and that's going to be a trade there as well, as the Rainmaker's now on this left side, but it looks like the splatter shot is all alone, just going to have to
solo missile.
Yeah, solo missile, just hey, let's find where they are. Let's make sure they're not sharking and sneaking up by this Rainmaker.
So one of that is just, yeah, where is this one person? We don't want to push until we find that out. The other one is we're just going to get missiles back in a few seconds anyway, so who cares? But actually, the Leotos is the one with the Rainmaker right now, so they're not going to have any more missiles to displace the enemy with. But they're happily, again, Q on that right side said, no, let's go for this left checkpoint then. But they got all the sloshers camped out right there. It's pick your poison. We're not going to let you have any checkpoint.
Yeah, all the bombs there. It's going to make it really hard. But look at this, 3 players down now on Big as Sayonara trying to pop this Rainmaker. Are they going to get this last player? They are going to get Leafy. So Rainmaker is now non-contested as Sayonara trying to paint up some more. But Big able to get some more map control, trying to push up. It looks like the Rainmaker will reset as both teams are now regrouping at mid.
And map control looks like it's in favor of Big. If they can find a way to get some... No, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right, fine. I guess the blast is not big enough. Somehow Kyo surviving that and is going to punish Jared for it. Can they find a way to get that first checkpoint working back down through middle? They do. They grab it, and if they can do the same exact thing, Kyo's keeping the fight away from the Rainmaker. Can they pop it back on the side? They do, and they don't land the jump. But Kyo's still being a nuisance back here, ripping people apart.
Kyo doing a fantastic job being a distraction. You can't get to the Rainmaker because you can't get past me. And look at this, 3 players down now on Sayonara as they're keeping the pressure up. This could be an opportunity for Big to pick it up and take the lead. Are they going to be able to do that? There is a splash shot. No. 1 player going to go down. Can they get the Charger? No. Q is going to be able to survive and hang on, keeping this game in Sayonara's favor for just 1 more minute. Can they hold on to it?
And that's literally the difference I was talking about, because the Rainmaker wasn't on the pedestal. They had to take that ramp, and even though they had that huge opening, they had to take the slow way around the ramp, and they don't get the lead because of it. And now 40 seconds left to go. There's still plenty of time. Man advantage in the favor of Big, even though there's some juice out. They're still going for it. The Rainmaker hasn't been resetted yet.
No, the Rainmaker has been here for a while because Big is not letting up any of the pressure, but now it is just going to be Kyo who's going to be using the triple ink strike. But no, they are going to go down too. So this is the situation that Sayonara needs to be in and they want to be in. Just keeping this Rainmaker here, splatting Leafy, and Big still not letting up this pressure, but now it looks a little more secure for Sayonara as they pick up the Rainmaker. 10 seconds remaining, and they just need to be very careful with this.
You just take it back. There's no Stingray in the game anymore. Just make them or at least dump it off on that left side if they do get splatted. And they did.
Oh,
they actually got splatted
splatted
somehow.
They did
around
get
the back side.
And 2 players down, just 1 player
And they
down.
can pop it. Oh, they could get lead right here. They got the man advantage. They got to take time to get through this flank. Oh, there's a window here, Falco.
There is. Leafy is trying to push up this Rainmaker, but look at all the pressure by Sayonara. No! Sayonara able to get that splat just in time before Big can get up the ramp. And what an exciting game one.
Sayonara almost blundered that dramatically, but able to hold on. Again, just the difference that they were able to pop the Rainmaker and make that jump, and the fact that Big wasn't able to do that because of the positioning of things. That was the difference in the game. This is a really even set.
Oh my goodness. And I'd want to go back and focus on the distraction from Kyo. Kyo helped Big make that push, even though it didn't get them the win. You be a distraction. You take out the backlines, take them out, make sure they can't find you. They have to go to you first if they want to try and get the Rainmaker.
And that's why, even though Big is a pickup, they can still win this set because they got a roster full of people that could pop off at any moment and just take over a game as an individual player. And Kyo almost made a great play right there, but again, it's the presence of Sayonara of the players that is forcing a lot of time off the clock and not giving a lot of opportunities. But still, you look at, yes, the win goes to Sayonara, but you look at overall map control, you look at the overall objective control, it was in the favor of Big.
It really was. And I mean, anytime you were able to kind of split up and even just keep the pressure. I know Big didn't have the lead, but that Rainmaker, you brought this up during the game, it stayed on Sayonara's side for much longer than Sayonara wanted it to.
They couldn't get rid of it. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what we're going to expect in these next 2 games. We could easily go to a Game 5 based on these results, but a wonderful performance by Big and Sayonara as we get ready for Game 2.
Well, if you're Sayonara, this is a must-win. You don't want this to get even. You don't want the players for Big to start getting the hype. We're right next to the stream. It's literally just the stone's throw away from us. Every time somebody gets splatted on either team, it's just a giant party. That's why you and me were giggling in the middle of that set.
Yeah,
it's just one person got splatted. And it's just a pizza party, if you will.
Exactly, because we can hear everything that's happening. We have a crowd that's watching the big screen. There's people standing behind all the monitors, and you mentioned, like, hey, if Big gets some picks, you better scoot back.
You're in the splash zone, audience. This is something you can't get at home. You're in the splash zone for potential pop-offs going on here. Game 2, Clam Blitz at Sturgeon Shipyard. So many maps are Charger favored. But I guess the question here is, will we see the Squiffer coming back out at some point? We did see Reflux there. Are they going to stick with that? And it looks like the answer is no. They're going with X-Splosh instead.
Yeah, it's going with the X-Splosh. We see a lot of the same comp there on the side of Sayonara too. Again, this, you mentioned it before, Charger stage. Get the Charger in a good spot, they're going to have a field day. As 2 players are already in your favorite spot of the map.
1v1's in the Fight Club only. That's a clear violation that's going to come back to haunt them for their mentality coming later there. But 2 players going down, and it looks like a great opportunity for Sayonara to at least push up and gather some claims along the way. But there's that X-Splosh poking on the left side.
Yeah, X-Plo making sure that this splatter shot is being seen. As, again, Claim Blitz, a little bit of a slower pace. You're not going to get any early claims and early pushes unless you get that wipe. And these teams taking turns, just kind of getting the picks. Sayonara might have the player advantage right now, or they might have the map advantage. They certainly do have the player advantage at that time too, as they're just trying to apply some pressure. And let's see what they can do, as 6 claims are now approaching the basket. But again, you can't get too close to the basket or get too comfortable.
Yeah, but as long as you have control of mid, you're going to be in a good situation. Maybe the bridge opens up right time when you get a Clam and you can go up to the enemy snipe. Like, something's going to line in your favor as long as you have control of mid and you have man advantage and control of the map economy, which Sayonara does right now. It's just a matter of when they finally get those 2 picks. But right now, Big's doing a good job of withstanding here. They're absorbing these specials, and they're the ones that are able to get the first splat.
Yeah, exactly. Even though Sayonara has a power clam, Big's taking their time just trying to get these picks one by one. And now they splat the player with the power clam, as Big now able to gain some more map control too. Not a lot of clams in their, on their side just because their Splash-O-Matic has 3, but we just see all of these 1v1s and pick for pick.
It's just fights going on right now. And again, it's not really establishing anything. Yeah, now Big has control mid, but they have nothing. Now they just have 4 clams to work with. So now they're able to gather up some clams because they have that map control. But the question is, how do they break through? The question is, where is the Charger? On this right side, found a little too late. And that is a respawn Punisher Charger. Kyo's going to be gone for a while.
Yeah, so that you called it just at the right time, and this is an opportunity once again for Sayonara. Don't have the power claims, but definitely have the map control and player advantage. And just like we saw in the last set, we've gone about 2.5 minutes without a score. That just shows how competitive these two teams are with each other.
You gotta go. You gotta go now, or at least to get control of mid. You got the man advantage. You got the Charger down, and Respawn Punisher works against them as well. So now they're on the enemy side of the map, and they do have enough. Oh, and they mostly almost got a wipe right there, but it's .Q that's slowing things down, taking care of the Splash-O-Matic.
That's right, and now Big just trying to get in a good position. No, you can't hide from .Q. They're just gonna splat you anywhere.
Yeah, just rotate to the right.
Just run to the other side.
Yeah.
And now Big does have a power claim, not really in a good position as they're trying to get some more control at mid, but ooh, they are able to take .Q down and apply some more pressure using the Killer Whale, pushing up. This power claim with 2 players down could be an opportunity for Big to score, and they are finally in.
Yeah, that was your chance, and you don't know how many, if you were going to get another chance, so it's good that they were able to pop the basket for them. I don't think they'll be able to keep the basket going much longer. It's the Crab Take that does have the 1 clam, and they do throw it in, and right now it's just kind of a scrap in mid as the basket will close, but 1:20 left to go here. What you didn't want to do is sacrifice too much in the middle of that push. It's just Kyo left alive, so oh, that's a delayed wipe. This might be lead coming right back to the favor of Sayonara.
Yeah, getting those picks was crucial, and it was so hard for Sayonara in that position. Will they be able to get the lead? Just a few more claims, but no, Sun is going to have to back up because Leafy's there. Zero's chasing them down. Kyo versus Zero here at the basket.
Oh, Zero wins.
Zero wins that, but the basket is going to close. So now in a good spot. Big able to hold on and keep this lead, keep this pressure as Sayonara is still trying to push back forward.
So the significance of Zero winning that 1v1, even though the basket closes, is that it keeps the fight on Big side of the map. You saw Jared come in and get another pick on top of that as well. So now Sayonara's in a great opportunity to try to get something going right now. With 30 seconds left to go, they have a power clam. Let's see, all they got to do is pop it and throw in about 3 more clams on top of that. They got 30 seconds to work with, but Big is responding great right now until they don't.
And now Sayonara trying to get more map control. And the good news is they do have map control. They have a power claim, going to be passing it off over to the side, but no. Now .Q going to try and get this power claim, maybe to keep it alive, or one of their other players are. And Jared able to pick it up and sneak away. The power of the squid roll to stay alive. We are headed into overtime.
And they have to keep that power claim alive, but they got the man advantage. Oh, but everybody knows they just got to take the fight on the right. And now it's just the Charger. That's game. We're going to game 3 with this one tied 1-1 apiece.
And you mentioned this is a situation that Big shouldn't get Sayonara in. And we
just, Kyo just stood up and just said something. Now, it's friendly. It's friendly between both teams. They're just going to be hugging each other right now, but there's definitely a lot of hype going on. Kyo instantly to say it. There's still a little bit of jawing going on right now. Oh, this is... You don't get this online.
See, this is why LANs are incredible. Ooh. I mean, it's just the environment and the atmosphere. Now, what I was going to say is, you mentioned earlier that Sayonara didn't want, obviously they didn't want Big to win game 2, but to give them that momentum going into game 3.
Because you didn't want that. You didn't want Kyo to start jawing at you. You didn't want him to start getting emotionally built into this one, because they recognize what's on the line, and there's a lot of pride. For this big team, there's a lot of pride on the line right here. Kyo is not used to playing in tournaments without walking out with the gold medal at the end of it. And even though it's a pickup, nothing changes. The goal is still the same. So, yeah, and game 3 right now. This is exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
this is exciting.
It gets tense, and like we said, this is just the winners semifinal. So whoever
we got a long way to go.
If you would have told me that Zero or Kyo would be going to the losers bracket after semis, you would be. People would be like, "What are you talking about? How is that possible?"
It's a sign of the times that we're in right now. And again, the best, the number 1 seed we haven't even seen on stream yet. Starburst is probably off. I would assume maybe they're done, actually. They're just waiting for this set to kind of take place right now. But, yeah, we're in the middle of a pretty exciting set. And, yeah, if you're Sayonara, you wanted to win that one, but you lose it, it's fine. That doesn't mean you can't recapture momentum going into whatever game 3 is going to be. But, again, you go back to game 1. Yes, Big lost, but they were in control of the map in the objective for the vast majority of the time. It looked like they were in same situation here as well. And again, both teams only popped the basket once, but when you have control of mid longer, opportunities are more likely to present themselves to you. It seems like map control is just in the favor of Big, even though, like you mentioned in the beginning of this, not a lot of weapons they can use for paint-wise.
And now we are going on to game 3, a fan favorite in the Splatoon community, Splat Zones on Mako Mart. Here we go.
A couple of ninja squids coming out from the side of Big as well. But again, I mean, now coming out with the E-leader here, so a little bit more range. And they're not going to be stuck with these 2 players going down. I don't know what exactly took them out.
It looked like a double from the E-leader. I don't know for sure what happened. But
you know
I mean,
what? Because they're taking so long to respawn, there's definitely some respawn punishing snipes going on right there.
That is right. I mean, Sayonara is now just putting themselves in a very good position in this lockout phase. Being able to push up as Big, now trying to respawn and push in. Looks like Kyo's going to be trying to get the Ink Strike, or the Trizuka. And we do see Crab trying to push in with the rain. I don't know if it's going to be enough to cap the zone just yet. They're going to have to avoid the Booyah Bomb, but no, with 2 players down, it's going to be that much harder.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little ugly, but Kyo's making around that backside, able to make a little bit of a play, but it only ends up being a trade, and Q is starting to warm up right now. The extra range of the E-leader, and there's nothing to really have to combat this right now. I guess they could try to get a Trizuka, but that spike right there, stop it. Stop it. Okay. In the game, my goodness.
When you stop,
this is starting to get a little ugly.
Yikes. When you stop moving, when there's more than like 10 points remaining on your side, you know you've got that win secure. Look at this map. Look how difficult it was for Big to get even remotely close to mid.
I mean, you saw them maybe build up the Ink Strike that we can throw at them, but they weren't ready for that either. There's nothing they could do. We don't see the KS. I doubt .Q died at all and probably got most of the splats as well. I mean, that. Like I said, if you either move away or you get demolished, and they got demolished.
Yeah, I mean, you open up, and again, I don't know where those first 2 splats came from.
It might have been a collat.
I think it was. I think it was too, just based on the screams that I heard over here, and I heard the sniper noise too go off as well. But you set yourself up in a position like that, you are going to win the game, and that is exactly what Sayonara did.
And it wasn't a back and forth game. It wasn't a close game. It wasn't there's an opportunity here for Big to win this. No, it was Sayonara saying, okay, that was cute that you won game 2, but we are expected to be in grand finals, so we're just going to move past you in game 3, and that's how you reclaim momentum.
It really is.
And that's how you shut somebody up, too.
And you talk about like the change of pace from the second game that we had. A very slow, conservative 3v3s a lot of the times where, again, only 2 scores, and that was pretty much it. You go from that to a game like Splat Zones where you're able to get those player advantage, get that wipe again at the end. I think that was my favorite part at the end, too, because, of course, we can see what's going on over on stage and how excited these players are, or not excited for the losing team.
You don't have to stare down your opponent in the game after you splat. You can literally just look up and do it. And they're both teams very eager to do that with each other. Moving into game 4, Sayonara with the dominant game 3. In a great situation to put this one away. Again, you don't want it to go to game 5. That's the last thing you want to do if you're Sayonara right here. You want to put this away right now.
Yeah, and I believe this one will be tower control. I don't know the map off the top of my head, but we do play all of the modes. The first one that we did see was Rainmaker, so that was game 1, could be game 5. So I think we're moving on to tower control next. And like you said, Sayonara looking to get this win and secure their spot to winners finals.
E-leaders coming right back out, and this is Art Academy that we're, and there's the Squiffer that we have yet to see from Leotos, but at this point, all 4 Ninja Squid coming out right there as well, so it's going to be a lot of sharking going on there. But if you're not going to missile spam that E-leader, might as well try to put down some bubblers and create some safe spaces where they can't get splatted.
That's right, and now we do see the Squiffer going down pretty early along with the Gal on the side of Sayonara. And I mean, like, these early moments in the game, you just kind of drop and then run or fight. It's hard to find a position that really works for you at this time. And I mean, both of these teams trying to take their time a little bit. I love to see the Killer Whale versus Killer Whale that we just saw too. And it's about really just building up your specials and getting two players down, as Sayonara does against Big, and they are the first team to ride this tower.
Yeah, and you got a player caught out by themselves on this left side. Somehow it takes care of .Q. How did they end up down there? And okay, so Sayonara looked like they were in a good situation to get something going right there, but the Splash-O-Matic on the left side, I believe that was Kyo causing a lot of issues and slowing down that push completely.
And now Sayonara able to get...
What?
You know, Splatoon. Able to get a few more picks as Big trying to get some more map control as well. They do have control of the tower and now are at the first checkpoint, as you do have a lot of paint too. They're waiting for some of these Sayonara players to drop, but not without this Killer Whale and Leafy trying to push up and getting a few picks. Oh, that's going to be 2 players down, so this is looking fantastic for them.
Yeah, but I would really like to have a bubbler right here because this checkpoint is so critical. They already used it when nobody was around, but they still get past the checkpoint anyways, because look how far up Leafy and Henry are, and now they got another bubbler, and the tower's going off by itself, but they're collapsing up top right there, and .Q can't really do much with that bubbler there, but it's starting to get set up. Kyo's the last player left alive, but Hugh, still, that is a monstrous push. 2 checkpoints and some change. Now, 3 minutes left to go. It's still a game that Sayonara can get back into, but this could not have been a better opening for Big.
No, getting to 21 at this point in the game is very nice. Breezing past the first 2 checkpoints. They were able to use the bubble later on in that push, but it got quickly broken. But look at this, trying to go up, and ooh, that's going to be a trade right now, as Sayonara now has a tower approaching the checkpoint and as a player advantage, going to be booyahing, but no, 2 of their players are going to be going down, as the backlines from Big able to get a few more picks, as the Wavebreaker is now on the tower, preventing members from Big of pushing forward.
Yeah, the Wavebreaker kind of works out as another way to body block and provide a little bit of defense on the tower, as well as locate all 4 players that are using Ninja Squid, by the way. But now the push is continuing to go. It looks like it was going to get stalled out a little bit. Now Kyo's going to go for a deep flank. Are they going to get there in time to save this checkpoint? This is going to be critical. Working around this backside, combined with the Killer Whale, and now the attention is being drawn away, but not enough of the players on Big E are able to collapse off of the distraction. That might cost them the lead.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out, because when you miss your first 2 splats, you're going to reveal yourself. But look at this. Can Sayonara take the lead on the tower? Yes, they do. That's the wipeout. They're sitting themselves in a very good position. This is a little bit different than Zones and Rainmaker, just because the tower moves a little slower.
That's
Leonidos, can they push forward? No. Can Leafy get there? No, they can't. And oh my goodness, we are going on.
Just gonna let the monitor speak for itself.
Yeah.
Look, this is again, this is a friendly rivalry, but you're allowed to talk a little bit with each other. It's fine. And Falco, they could see each other again. They could very well see each other again.
They very well could. They're still having some. We see the smiles. We see Kyo going over for the hug. Look at this. Look at this. See, we're good. We're all friends here at the LAN.
And you know what? Zero has played Zero has consistently finished in 2nd place to Kyo in the past. So this is probably one of the first times where they're able to actually get the win. Now, it's not going to mean anything if they rematch and Big gets the better